Yo, what is good, guys? 3 straight days of selling off in the markets. Yields were skyrocketing all day. S&P 500 capped down 2.5%, and we made new lows, and it's crazy to watch. So, uh, watch this whole video. This is by far my most important video I have ever made, and probably will be the most important video I ever make. So, watch this whole video. Show it some love. I cannot stress this enough. This is my most important video by far. So, without further ado, let's just hop into the charts. So, you know, all day I was watching Spy Like a Hawk. Um, we just kept falling. It was crazy. And in my previous video, I talked about how we had a nasty drop, but that doesn't mean it can't drop more. And I've been aiming for these levels for a while. Not like that long, but a few weeks, and that's what I'm just gonna show you right now. We're just gonna start off with that. So, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was talking about this. We in that wedge, and I'm just gonna play it. But I'm betting on a big move down, and I could be wrong, but the odds are seriously pointing to that. You got these supports lower. We could make a new low, hit this. Yeah, massive drop. That's a pretty big drop, and I think it would have to happen before foam C on the 14th and 15th, I believe. So I don't know if we could drop this much. It's definitely possible. So there you go. That's the move we had. We dropped so far, so fast, like 40 points in 3 days, which is crazy. And I was just talking about these levels so much. Even in my other video where I was talking about these, I was talking about this channel breakout right here. A few weeks ago, you can see I was saying we're about to get a squeeze. We had this spring test right here, and everyone was calling me stupid, saying this isn't happening. And we definitely squeezed, and after that, I went bearish, and everyone was kind of doubting what I was saying. I went heavy in short positions, and we dropped massively, and now everyone's bearish, and I'm bullish. So we're just gonna play this video, and yeah, gotta keep everything in mind. There's a chance you come all the way back down to, test this trend line, or maybe you even go lower, and you hit that trend line, and I would be a buyer there. Especially if it's before the Fed meeting. If that happens before the Fed meeting, I personally would be buying. So today I bought. I bought in the 370s. I'm sticking to my plan here. Everything's playing out the way I expected it to. I talked about in all my videos, all my previous videos. I was bullish here, I was bearish here, now I'm bullish here. So, I don't know. I'm kind of going against the herd here. It's setting up for a big move up. With the chance that we crash. And so I'm going to show you what these outcomes are going to look like. If the Fed does something we aren't expecting, like more than a 0.75%, something like that, something that is just shocks the entire market, nothing that we expect, it's gonna look like this. 2008. This is what it will look like. We're just going to go into free fall, like straight down. Nothing can save it. And yeah, it's scary. This is going to be determined in 2 days. 2 days, on Wednesday, we're going to see where the market will go. Do we crash? 2008, I'm not exaggerating. 2008, or are we going to bounce and squeeze? Which, go look at my thumbnails. It's, all I've said is the drop into the foam C squeeze, dip before the rip, bear trap, because the probability is so astronomically high that just based on the technicals, we hold here, and we bounce extremely hard because you have so many people shorting down here. Just there is so much fuel for this kind of move to happen, and it can definitely just completely go out the window if the Fed does something that shocks the whole market. Um, but you have crypto plummeting, um, and it finally hit my target at 23,000, which I've been aiming for since January. And if you're in my Discord, you would know that. But yeah, that was kind of the first signal that today was going to be a nasty day. You just had Bitcoin plummeting. So, yeah, that's that. If the Fed does something the market doesn't like, this is what it's going to look like, and it's going to be painful. But if that happens, we'll just have to adjust. So, yeah. So now we're going to look at the technicals for right now, and what I've really been looking at. In that video I just showed you, I was talking about this line. Remember, I played this line like 2-3 weeks ago, and I was like, we're going to run very hard, and everyone was calling me so stupid. And look at what happened. We ran. I went bearish, they went bullish, and we dropped so hard. Yeah. This 3 days we dropped pretty much 40 points, I think. 40 points. So we came back and tested this trend line. We're testing this trend line. We're testing this trend line. There's so many trend lines we are testing right now. The amount of support that is, like, it's all three of these lines are being hit at the same time. And you were just like looking at the indicators. Like, we haven't seen the MACD this low since COVID. And COVID was that's a special scenario. That was just everything got liquidated. Like, that was a flash crash basically. And you oversold. Look at this. You are so oversold right now. And that might not matter that much. Especially in a bear market, you just keep going lower, but the point is look at this drop. Like, just look at it. This is a huge drop. We gapped down 2 times. All 3 days were like 4% or something. 2%, 2.5%, 3%. These are like 4-hour candles. Non-stop falling. Relentless, just falling. And this was expected. I showed you these past videos where I said we might come all the way down here to the 370s, under 380, and that's what happened. And I said I would personally be a buyer here, especially if it happens before foam C, and it happened. We went under 380 before foam C. 3 days ago it was 417, and it's under 380. And personally, I'm taking the risk. It's either if we bounce and squeeze or 2008, and I'm willing to take that risk. It's all up to you. This is just my opinion, but the odds are in favor of a bounce. The only thing I'm really worried about is the Fed doing something that we aren't even thinking of. So, big levels here. You really just looking at these trend lines, which, I'm going to redraw right now, actually. I'm going to go on to the 2-hour, and you're just going to see how perfect these trend lines are. And you already saw those trend lines, but you have this wedge. This wedge is what I've been looking at for about a week now. Once we started getting up to here and I found this trend line, I was like, whoa, like, why is no one looking at this? Wedges are my favorite patterns because of how consistent they are. And this is a falling wedge. This is a huge wedge. We have not had a falling wedge of this magnitude, I don't think, ever. Today I was going back in history and I was looking for something like this, and there's nothing that compares to this. Like this is a wedge right here. Um, but like, look at this. Look at the size of this thing. This is enormous. If we get out of this thing, the it it's going to be a historical run. Um, and we have these gaps to fill, and it's if we break out, it's gonna be insane. It's going to be a historical run, and you have $3.5 trillion worth in options expiring in 4 days. And I don't know if we've even had that much expiring in options ever, maybe once or twice, but this is a historical amount expiring. And that's where that move will come from. All of that money being repositioned, futures contracts being moved around, you got options and derivatives and like all these ETFs, and it's whichever way it goes, the move is going to be monstrous. So you have to be prepared for whatever is coming. But I'm showing you all of these trend lines, and in my previous videos I was talking about these trend lines that will probably get tested in the future, and these trend lines are getting tested right now. And this is this point I'm trying to stress. Like, everyone is so bearish right now, and it's scary. It is scary. I'm pretty scared of this. Like, we haven't seen this kind of drop probably since Russia Ukraine, and even then it wasn't this relentless. Like, you had some bounces. This was just gap down, just straight down, new lows. It was intense, and I shorted most of the way down, and I started that short position a little early, but I averaged in. I'm positioning myself um, in the way that I think this is gonna go. So um, it's up to you to weigh your odds, because this is, if the Fed does something the market doesn't like, this is what's gonna happen. 2008, you're going to slice through every support like butter. Wherever those trend lines went, you're going to just fall through supports like nothing. And hedge funds are going to get margin called, liquidated. It's going to be crazy, and this could start happening in 2 days on Wednesday. And we've already been free falling, but even if we don't break it on Wednesday, this is what could happen right here. You get your falling wedge A, B, C, D, E, you bounce, and you test that top trend line before breaking it. So, we come back all the way up here, fill these gaps. There's a gap right here. You feel that wherever this line is, and then you break it. But it's up to you to weigh these odds. It's a very big area. It's very important fundamentally and technically. This is my most important video by far, so I really hope you watch this whole video. This is extremely crucial information for the next week, the week after, because a massive move is coming. And if you thought this is a big move, the next move is going to be bigger in whatever direction it goes. So weigh your odds and be ready for whatever happens. Everything's been going the way I've expected it to. Everything's been going the way I charted it out, and been playing it, and it's scary to be bullish right now, but I'm cautiously bullish. If we get that bounce, it's going to happen this week or the next, starting this week or the next. And you have PPI data coming out tomorrow. I'm not sure what that will do. Maybe we go a little lower or something. A level I've been watching since January and February is 365. So 365 is, I think, the lowest level I'm looking for, because I don't think FOMC can just double this move to the downside. It can, but I don't think so personally. that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I really hope you watched it. You know, it's an important one, so manage your risk, weigh the odds, and we'll see how these next few days play out. We got a lot of volatility ahead of us, so that's where I'm gonna leave the video. If you watched the whole thing, show it some love and subscribe. And if you need help navigating this kind of market, join the Discord. You know, even with this kind of day, we were making money. So I'm going to have that in the description as well as my Twitter. Go check all of that out. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave the video. We'll see how tomorrow goes. So peace out, guys.